Hello and welcome to this video, where we'll be discussing the relevance and significance of the chant "No Justice, No Peace" in the ongoing fight for civil rights and social justice. We'll also be exploring the topics of white supremacy and police brutality through the cases of Trayvon Martin and Darren Wilson. Starting with "No Justice, No Peace", we learn that this phrase originated during the civil rights movement of the 1960s and was used to demand equal treatment under the law and an end to racial discrimination. In 2012, the shooting death of Trayvon Martin by George Zimmerman led to nationwide protests and calls for justice, with "No Justice, No Peace" becoming a rallying cry for those seeking accountability for Trayvon's death and systemic reforms in law enforcement and the criminal justice system. This chant has also been used in protests against income inequality, housing discrimination, and climate change. Moving on to white supremacy, we understand it as an ideology that promotes the belief that white people are superior to other races and have a natural right to not dominate others. It has been used to justify everything from slavery and segregation to discrimination and violence against people of color. White supremacy still exists in various forms in today's society, from politics and law enforcement to education and workspaces. The case of Darren Wilson, a police officer in Ferguson, Missouri, who shot and killed Michael Brown, an unarmed black teenager, in 2014 demonstrates the ongoing issue of police brutality and racism in law enforcement. A grand jury ultimately decided not to indict Wilson, leading to further protests and demonstrations. This case highlights how the ideas of white supremacy can manifest in everyday situations and have tragic consequences for people of color. Now let's bring these two topics together and discuss how the chant "No Justice, No Peace" relates to white supremacy and police brutality. The chant is a direct response to the systemic issues of racism and injustice that are perpetuated by white supremacy, including in the criminal justice system.
Many people believe that police brutality is a symptom of white supremacy, as it disproportionately affects people of color, and it's often justified using racist language and stereotypes. The chant "No Justice, No Peace" is a call of accountability and an end of this kind of violence, and it's often used in protests against police brutality. The use of this chant in protests against police brutality and white supremacy has been controversial, some people arguing that it promotes violence and division. However, many activists argue that it's a peaceful and powerful way to demand justice and to draw attention to important issues. In conclusion, the chant "No Justice, No Peace" is a symbol of the ongoing struggle for civil rights and social justice. It has been used in protests against police brutality, white supremacy, and other systemic issues that perpetuate inequality. The case of Darren Wilson and the shooting of Michael Brown highlights the ongoing issue of police brutality and racism in law enforcement, which is a symptom of the larger problem of white supremacy in society. It is crucial to continue the fight against white supremacy and to demand accountability for instances of injustice and violence. The chant "No Justice, No Peace" is one way to do this, and it will likely continue to be a powerful symbol.
Tupac wurde erschossen, Biggie wurde erschossen, X wurde erschossen, Pop Smoke wurde erschossen, Juice wurde erschossen, im Krankenhaus gestorben, ich wurde angeschossen.